It's 2 o'clock. I'm live. I've been sat here and I've got this little clock that counts down because I'm using an app to broadcast my live to you guys. And I'm just been sitting here waiting to go live because it won't let me go live until 2 o'clock. So here we are. We're live. And I'm really excited because we're going to be talking a lot about limiting beliefs. But before we do, I just want to go over some kind of housekeeping stuff. If you're not already in the group, join the group, dreamhacker.tv/group. The reason being is that we're going to work on this together and we're going to work through everything, basically. Now then, for whatever reason, if you guys are here, and are you making comments? Because I'm not seeing any comments. I seem to have lost my comment screen. That's frustrating. If you are, I might have to... just bear with me a second. Oh, no, that's not it. Hey, I can see you as you're coming in, but it's not click to view. There we go. Gotcha. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Apps, technology. It's Mercury retrograde, you know, which really interferes with tech. So I'll blame Mercury. All right. Okay. So yes, before we start, if you're not in the group, get in the group. You don't have to do it right away, but certainly after this video, make sure you join the group at dreamhacker.tv/group. It's the Facebook group. We're going to use it as a tool to help us all move forward collectively and as a group, because it gives us accountability and we can work together. We can support each other and give feedback as well. Find out what's working, what isn't working. And I think it'd be really good fun. Right. The second thing is you're going to want to download this hypnosis. I've put it under dreamhacker.tv/gift. It's going to help you get into that right frame of mind on a daily basis. Now, it's the law of attraction one that you want. There are actually 5 you can choose from. So I guess if you open an incognito window, you could probably download them all. But don't tell anyone I said that, because it's obviously a freebie that somebody else created, but it is completely legit. You can download it. So I do recommend it because it will help you on a daily basis. So get that as well after the live here today. And I can see a load of you have jumped on, so I'm just going to say hello. David, hi, great to see you as well. Yes, I am feeling better. Yesterday, I was completely wiped out and I didn't even know if I was going to be here today. You know, it was like one of those 24-hour bugs, and I was laid up on the sofa. I was wearing all my clothes. I had my dressing gown or robe over the top, and I had this big, thick blanket over me, and I was shivering. I was so cold. I felt really, really awful. But thankfully, by the evening, it all gone. I was feeling fine, and I'm here. So yeah, it's good. Thank you. Hey, Tamisha, Delroy. Natalie, great to see you as well. Julian, Arson, great to have you here. Regina, hi, lovely to see you. James, wow, there's loads of you here. Yes, you're in from Sweden, Arson. That's fantastic. But Dad's here. And Freak, and you're from the Netherlands, I think, aren't you, Freak? I've got a feeling. And we've got Bruce and, oh, that's lovely. Well, I want to help you guys because, you know, if you can break through these limiting beliefs, it is going to take you to the next level. And I will talk through an experience I've had practicing a lot of these things. And it does give you breakthroughs, and it's kind of weird the way it works, but it does work. And that's why I want to share it with you. Yeah, no, I'm so much better today. I mean, yesterday it was awful. Dave, Delroy, yes, we've already said hi. Neville, and Neville's in Australia. And we've got Baber. I hope I pronounced that right. Where are you from? Tell us where you're from. All right, guys. So let's crack on. So yes, this training is not just today. I'm going to do this on a weekly basis over the next few weeks, apart from the week I'm in Arizona, because I think I'm going to have enough to deal with there. But yeah, I'm planning to do this on a weekly basis to help you guys. We're breaking it down into, I say bite-sized chunks. I'm looking at this session being about an hour long. So just to prepare you for that. But it's bite-sized chunks that you can work through this at a sensible pace rather than me just going, bleh, giving you a whole lot of information and you going, oh, I don't really know what to start or where to start. And, I want to keep that overwhelm to a minimum. In the event and in the group, I have uploaded a workbook for you guys that you can just download. And it's just got a few notes in there and it's got your homework as well. Yes, there's homework. But it's the only way we're going to do this is if we actually practice what I'm telling you. And that's why I thought, well, if I give you a homework, then you might actually do what we're talking about. And you're from Pakistan. Fantastic. And we've got Quebec as well. My goodness, this is a real proper international call, isn't it? And Starlin, I think, are you in the States? I think you probably are. So great to have you here, guys. All right. So, what you're going to get from this is transformation, basically. It's going to be, you're going to transform your beliefs. Which they absolutely govern your life. You will not believe how much these beliefs creep in and pretty much take over everything. But we are going to go into that. I'm going to explain some more about the subconscious and how it works and why we need to manage it, because we can actually control our subconscious, but it takes work. It takes repetition because the subconscious is a creature of habit. All right. So we are going to dig into that, but you're going to experience transformation on a spiritual level, on a money attracting level, and if you want to apply this to your love life, to, just your general success, then go ahead, do it. There is no limit to what you can change or what you can bring into your life. Just changing your beliefs and getting rid of those limiting ones and programming in brand new ones. So we're going to work on those limiting ones today. And moving forward, we'll start setting intentions, purpose, reprogramming in those awesome new beliefs, which are going to take your life to the next level. And the main thing with all of this is to have fun, okay? Is just enjoy the process. You should be excited about this because we get to take control. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Because of everything that went on last year with my life, things sort of crashed and, it was all stuff outside of my control. I let a lot of things slide, and taking care of my mindset and my subconscious was one of those things. So I'm going to be doing this with you guys. I'm going to be doing the homework with you guys. Okay. So I'm doing this for me as much as I'm doing it for you. So it's slightly selfish, but hey, it's more fun if we do it together, right? So, all right. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to quickly share my screen. The problem with apps, they keep on changing. Oh, here we go. There we go. Here we go. Sorry. There we go. Sharing my screen. So yeah, in the group, or this was in the event rather, I did ask for you guys to vote on what you felt your limiting beliefs were. So you can see the top one here, and this is really interesting. So the top one is low self-belief, low self-esteem. And I think, that for the better part of my life, I suffered from. I've talked before about how I was bullied as a child and how I carried that belief that nobody liked me, that nobody was going to like what I had to say. And I carried that forward into my adult life up until I was about 35. This was my bullshit belief that stopped me from really moving forward with my life. And the way I overcame that was actually taking a confidence course. But from there, I've just followed this incredible journey. So, just deciding to take on one belief can actually take you on an incredible journey. So just prepare yourself for that and prepare to feel amazing and, amazed by what you can do as well. And fear of success is number 2. Now, isn't that interesting? And I think that's very closely linked to this fear of self-belief because, we're thinking, well, to be successful, I have to put myself out there. And I think that's what people are scared of, if I'm honest. I'd love to hear your feedback on that if you think that's the case as well. But I think I was very much held back by this is the fact I was going to have to show myself to people to be successful, because to be successful, really, you have to be in a position where you're going to serve people, you're going to help people. And to do that, you've got to put yourself out there to some degree. You've got to put yourself out there. Not being worthy. Yeah, another very strong one. We build in this feeling of small worth, where we've been put down at some point in our life or multiple times in our life, maybe by an employer or, I don't know, by someone, someone you've seen as senior in your life has basically put you down in some way and it's left you with this feeling of worthlessness. And I know I didn't feel very worthy in my last job, or when I was working the 9 to 5. And again, it's that low self-esteem, isn't it? It's very much attached to that. And of course, money, surprisingly, is number 4. I thought it would be higher. And that, again, is because we don't feel we deserve money. We've been brought up with the belief that it's a struggle to get money. It's hard work to get money. And it's basically, money doesn't grow on trees. We don't have enough money. There's not enough money to go around. Rich people are horrible. And, whatever belief is in your head, your brain will show you more and more and more just to reaffirm that you're actually right, that this belief is actually correct. Your brain will work that out for you and show you more of it. It's like the hate in the world. If you're watching mainstream media, they are feeding a certain set of beliefs to you all the time, and you really need to watch that. And I recommend just switching it off altogether, quite frankly. That's what I do. And I hate it when it's on in the background in my house. I just turn it over. But my husband likes the news. I don't know why. I keep telling him he shouldn't watch it, but what are you going to do? I'm too old. Fear of failure. And difficulty visualizing myself succeeding. And I thank you, Natalie. You've obviously added that one. I will address that one specifically a little bit later on because I will help you with that visualization process. And interestingly, no one's gone from I'm too young. I think that's because I attract a certain demographic in terms of age. It would have been nice if at age 40 odd, though, we all thought, I might be a bit young to do this. All right. Okay. Right. So let's just change the view back to me. Hello. All right. So let's crack on. Yes. So let's talk about this subconscious. Okay. So it's a very interesting thing about the subconscious. The subconscious actually manages about 99% of our resources in our brain. 99%. And that's quite scary when you think, if I don't have a grip on what's going on in my subconscious, you can see how it can really sabotage your life. But the good news is we're here to change that. So, don't worry about that. And there's this quote from Dr. Bruce Lipton from Stanford University who says your subconscious is at least 1 million times more powerful than your conscious mind. 1 million times more powerful. Just think about that for a minute. So we're all of a sudden saying, well, hang on, I'm the people who are here, right? You are saying I'm taking a stand against this. I'm not going to allow my subconscious now to rule my life. I'm the one in control here. I'm actually going to reprogram it. That's what we're here to do so that I get the right beliefs, so that I get the right results in my life. And that is exciting. That is exciting. I just want you to hang on to that and just remember, if at any point you find any of this a bit of a chore, think about what you're doing. You're making the supercomputer even better. You're actually going to reprogram it so it works to your benefit. And your subconscious can process millions of neural messages as opposed to our conscious mind in any one, moment of time. Our subconscious can manage between 2 and 7 things at any one time. I think mine's more at the 2 level than the 7. I don't know about you guys. I can't think of any time where I've managed 7 things simultaneously, but maybe 2 or 3. So your beliefs, they're stored in your subconscious mind. And I went through this actually last week. I did a call on this, but T. Harv Eker, and he's the guy he's written the book The Millionaire Mind. And this quote is really powerful. It all comes down to this. If your subconscious financial blueprint is not set for success, nothing you learn, nothing you know, and nothing you do will make much of a difference. Now that's pretty damning. You know, nothing you learn, nothing you know, and nothing you do will make any difference if your subconscious isn't set for success. So if you've got these limiting beliefs telling you that you're not good enough, or you're not worthy, or, you know, whatever it is, just think, you know, whatever you're doing, it's not going to be enough to create the sort of success you need, or you deserve, or you want. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. So, you know, let's dig in. How can we overcome this? Because the good news is you can change it. You can change it. As I said before, the subconscious is a creature of habit. It enjoys habit. It's repetition. You know, we can use repetition to reprogram it. Now, within the brain, there is this set of cells called the reticular activating system. And what this set of cells basically does is it looks for all the information, looks through all the information that you're giving your brain. And it says, is this important to this person or to my owner? You know, is this important? And it will base that on your beliefs. So if your belief is, you know, money is a struggle, money's hard to get, guess what it's going to show you? It's going to show you all the struggle. It's going to show you how hard it is. It's going to make life very difficult. But then if you believe that money is free flowing and, you know, and success is easy, it's going to start showing you opportunities. It's going to show you ideas and inspiration about how you can bring money more into your life. And I will actually give you at the end of this an example of what exactly happened to me, because it is pure inspiration and it's bizarre, but it works. And I just love it because it works. And this is like a practical, you know, thing you can actually do. So what it actually does is it filters out all the information. Your subconscious will filter out the information that it thinks you don't need. Okay. So instead of seeing opportunities, it will blind you to them. All right. Can you think of a time? I mean, I know a lot of you are entrepreneurs, but if you think of a time before you kind of woke up, that you just didn't see these opportunities. And now I bet you see them everywhere. Am I right? I'd love to hear back from you on that one. And I'll take a quick break just after we go through this. You know, this is why people with scarcity beliefs don't have anything, because everything they believe about scarcity is being proven to them, because their subconscious is showing them, okay, so that's what you believe. Here's more examples of that. Here's more examples of that. Here's more examples of that. So supposing you switch that belief to one of abundance. Oh, right. Okay. You want abundance. Okay. So here's some more examples of that. Here's how you can get some more abundance. Here's some ideas about how to get, you know, more abundant success flowing into your life. So whatever you focus on, your subconscious will seek more of and will deliver to you. I hope that makes sense to you guys. All right. So we've got up here, we've got loads of comments, guys. Thank you for all the interaction. Loving it. North Carolina, Sterling. And Donna, you're here as well. You love homework. I'm glad you love homework. Homework's awesome. Too old. Yes, David. I mean, you're 65. Was that right? I hope I haven't overaged you here. I think you said you were 65 the other day. And look, David's doing it. Barry, same with me. Hard to block it out completely when it's on in the background. Oh, you're talking about the news. Yeah, absolutely. 99. Yeah. Well, 95 to 99%. I think that was referring to of your subconscious takes care of everything. I mean, you think it takes care of all your body functions, doesn't it? And it's processing continuously. I mean, more than your conscious can ever even think about, you know, it's incredible. Regina. Oh. Yes. Scary quotes from T. Harv Eker. It doesn't matter what you do, what you learn. If you're not set for success, then, you know, you're going to struggle basically. All right. I'm getting lots of yeses. You're getting value and it makes sense. Fantastic. Yes. Show me more abundance. Yes, show us more abundance. And yes, 65. Thanks for confirming, David. Alison, every time you try to do this, something with old habits and attitude will reproduce the same. Yeah, exactly. It will keep showing you the same stuff. Keep doing the same thing, you get the same results, and we need to change, don't we? And that's what we're here to do. Hey, Lisa, great to see you as well. All right. So I've got some notes in front of me on the computer here. Yes, so your subconscious will prove to you, whatever you believe, it's going to prove it to you. But this is actually really good news, as well as, the bad news, because we can actually overcome this. Your subconscious actually doesn't know the difference between reality and your imagination. And this is where we're going to come into setting visions, because, we look around us and everything we can see in front of us, and then you close your eyes and you imagine a scene in your head. Obviously, I will go into the detail of what you need to do with that scene in your head. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference. So if you start showing it what you want instead of what you don't want, it's going to find ways to work towards that on your behalf. Basically, you're going to have it working for you, which is what we want, which is what we're here for, basically. So you want to set your subconscious for success. Okay, so the way we do this is what's called auto-suggestion, and basically it's just a repetition of orders. Okay, so it's a repetition of orders, because although, the thing is, ask and you will receive, which I think was, it's the Abraham Hicks, isn't it? Ask and receive, ask and you will receive. You can actually command your subconscious, this is what I want. But you have to do it repetitively until it gets that message. You will find it will reach a point where you don't have to keep on doing it. It's not that you're going to have to keep on doing it all the time, but you have to have this repetition that is going to make it, go, okay, right, that's what you want. That's what I'm going to start looking for now. And according to Napoleon Hill's research, it is the only known method to develop a new belief. Okay, so, and this quote actually comes from Napoleon Hill's book. Here is a most significant fact. The subconscious mind takes any orders given to it in a spirit of absolute faith and acts upon those orders. Although the orders often have to be presented over and over again through repetition before they are interpreted by the subconscious mind. Okay? Repetition. And I'm going to make this easier for you, don't worry. So if you're thinking, I'm not very good at this kind of thing, don't worry, I am going to make it easier for you. And we're going to be doing a lot of it over the next few weeks. All right, so in with our vision, we need to bring in emotion. It's not good enough just to have a picture postcard in your mind. You need to bring in the emotion as well. So how you're feeling. Now, the easiest way to do this is actually think of a time in your life when you were overcome with joy, when you had a sense of accomplishment, any real high vibrational feeling that you have a memory of that makes you come alive, that your heart sings. Maybe it was the first time you held your baby. Maybe it was when you found out you were pregnant. Maybe, sorry, I'm a mum. I'm talking about those sort of things. But maybe it was when you passed a high school diploma, or you won a race, or it doesn't matter when it's from. It could be from your childhood. It can be from adulthood. But you can take that emotion and we transpose it. I've done a course on something called cybernetic transposition, and this is the key part. Is if you struggle to put that emotion into something that hasn't happened yet, take it from a memory that has happened. Take that feeling, immerse yourself in that memory and take that feeling and now transfer it to the picture in your mind, because what you want to do is create this little mind movie. It doesn't have to be very long, literally kind of 10 to 30 seconds in length, where what you're looking at is actually the end result. Okay. You're not thinking about how you're getting to this goal, but you're thinking about the moment in time that you actually achieve, how that's going to feel to you. What are you doing? Where are you? What's around you? What can you hear? What can you feel? I can give you an example of that. Now, when I started doing this, it was back in, it was March. So this is actually, it was probably around this time 2 years ago. And we were massively, massively in debt, my husband and I. I'd gone into online marketing and just made that debt even bigger. I mean, I cringe when I think about it. I spent another $14,000 on credit cards just trying to get this online business. And I knew that if something didn't happen soon, it was all going to go horribly wrong because, you know, we couldn't afford to pay bills and that sort of thing. And I actually did this exercise. I actually read this book on cybernetic transposition. It's a book called How to Create... how to create money for, how to make lots of money for anything fast. How to make lots of money for anything fast. I know it sounds incredibly rubbish title. I think it's quite a rubbish title because what it actually is an incredibly intelligent way of creating this manifestation and this vision for you. So it is taking this feeling. And I remember actually working through that, and I remembered the feeling from, you know, holding my babies for the first time, that just feeling of pure joy. And I transposed it into this vision, and I'll give you an example of what it was, because that will give you an idea of what you're supposed to be doing here and what your homework will be. All right. So what you're going to do, or I'll tell you my vision. So in this vision, I'm in the garden because I set the date for around 6 weeks. So it was late April in my vision. So it was sunshine out in the garden. I was sat in the garden. I was relaxing. I had a gin and tonic in my hand. I could taste the gin, but I could feel the sun on my face. I could feel a breeze when I closed my eyes. And, you know, all of a sudden my phone went ding. You made $1,000 commission. And I was with a different opportunity at the time. I wasn't with the Super Affiliate Network. So that was the feeling. I was like, yes. And what that ding actually meant was that I'd hit my goal of making $5,000. And that was what it was. So, yes, I've made the $5,000. I feel so good. I'm with my husband. We're celebrating, enjoying the gin. And it's just a really fantastic feeling. So that was just quite a small target, one that I felt was believable. That's quite important, that for your initial target, it needs to be something that you believe you can achieve. So for me at that point, although I hadn't made any money online, I thought I can do 5K. Surely I can do 5K. But what actually happened over the next few days was kind of extraordinary, because this is why I say you kind of have to detach from the how you're going to get there. Because like I say, I was with a completely different opportunity. And what happened was, firstly, I know this sounds weird, but I felt inspired. I'd read a book on feng shui as well, and I cleared out my abundance corner because it's in my kitchen. And in my abundance corner used to sit a big black microwave, which was obviously just sucking all the energy. So I moved that to a different corner, and I got all the abundance crystals, I cleaned them up, and that was the first thing I did. And the second thing I did was I'd been watching this couple on my newsfeed getting lots and lots of leads, and they were getting sales. And I thought, I need to talk to these people and find out what they're doing. And that was Ace and Rich in the Super Affiliate Network. And they said, Karen, you just got to look at it. So I did. And that was when it all happened for me. And then I was just short of my target. I think what happened was I didn't quite make the 5K in that time frame. I actually made 6K about 2 days later. I had a 2,000 commission come in just outside of that. And that is how it happened. And that carried on. That actually snowballed, that commissioning at that time. Now, I just took what I didn't even think about what was probably inspired action at the time, because that is the beauty of it. When you set it, you just start taking actions, and you actually don't know, the direction it's going to take. You just roll with it. And I had no resistance to what I was doing. I was just doing those things. I had no idea where it was going to take me. I had no idea. I was quite committed to this other opportunity. I had no idea it was going to lead me into another one. So, you know, just roll with whatever comes through, whatever you feel like you want to do, just do it. Because that's what happens with inspiration. Just act on it, because action is every part as important as the whole visualization part. But don't feel it forced. Don't force it in any way. Yeah. So yeah, to summarize, repetition. Okay. It takes 8 minutes a day, 8 minutes a day to sit in visualization, thinking about your end result vision. Okay. Bringing in the feeling, bringing in the sensory stuff, you know, the breeze on your face, maybe you can feel the wood on your desk, whatever it is, wherever you are, make it sensory rich. There might be smells, there might be sounds that you can hear, you know, whatever brings it to life more for you. And yeah, bring in that emotion, the one from the past memory, transpose it across and feel that joy as well. And if you can immerse yourself in that for just 8 minutes a day, it creates new neural pathways in your brain. And this is proven as well. This is actual neuroscience. You know, this isn't your woo-woo. I know it sounds woo-woo, but this is proven neuroscience. It doesn't really get any better than that, to be honest with you. And yeah, so, you know, if you can get control of your subconscious, you know, it's running 95 to 99% of the show, basically, right? And if you can get a hold of that, it's going to make such a big difference to you. Okay. You know, any of the success books, especially Think and Grow Rich, I mean, that's the daddy, isn't it, of all success books. Most of them talk about it. They talk about having a vision. They talk about in different ways, but overcoming these limiting beliefs. So it's not rubbish, you know, and we need to do this. And we have a very set method here of how we are going to do this. All right. So without belief, you will not manifest your desires. And as John Assaraf says, your inner world mirrors your outer world, or your outer world is a mirror of your inner beliefs, is the actual quote. Sorry, I wasn't looking at that properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to let go of those old beliefs. We're going to choose new ones, and we're going to use the repetition daily to do this. Okay. Now, the first thing, let's go over your homework. Right. I've got it written down here. Now, I don't want you to think of this as, oh, I've got to do this. Do you know what I mean? I want you to be excited. This is fun. This is so much fun. I just saw Stasy's hopped in. Hey, Stasy. Let me actually, before we do that, let me go through your comments as well. And yeah, we are going to dig deeper into identifying those beliefs as well, Arson. You need to handle the problem at the root cause and not at surface level, because, you know, there are beliefs we don't even know we have. That's the scary part. But we will be talking about that in another session. It's when you get that feeling, you know, for example, I know I still have bullshit beliefs about money, and I will tell you why that happened. The other day, my mortgage statement came through, and I picked it up. And as you can imagine, on a mortgage statement, the outstanding amount is pretty large, right? And I picked it up and I just thought, oh my God, that's a big number. That's a huge number. How am I going to pay that off? You know, and kind of all this doom and gloom kind of started coming out. And well, hang on a second, I've got 15 years, firstly. It's not like I've got to pay it off tomorrow, but it just proved to me that I'm not there yet. Okay. So what I did was as soon as I realized that, you know, when you actually realize, once you develop this awareness, and it is feeling it from here downwards, it's when you get that knot in your stomach, that tightness in your chest, you know, there's a fear there, and you know, there's some rubbish belief that you've created or that's been passed down to you through society, or, you know, from generational or whatever it is. Okay. You know, it's there because you can feel it in your body. And that's the only way, you know, is not registering up here, because up here it's all going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But down here, okay. And when you recognize that, you just stand back and observe for a second. And instead of panicking, just say, okay, that's interesting. Why did that happen? And you're going to, for me, obviously, I thought, okay, well, I know I've obviously still got a limiting belief around money. So what you need to do in that moment is reframe. As soon as you can, reframe it. Okay. So instead, then what I made that thought is, I'm going to pay my mortgage off in 2 years. Now, I must admit, at the moment, I'm kind of, you can tell from my reaction, like, not quite sure how. But, you know, okay, let's make that the new belief. I'm going to pay my mortgage off in 2 years' time. So I need to work on that. And I need to create that scenario. So just for the time being, you maybe haven't got time to think about that. But when you catch it, write it down and make a commitment to, you know, reframe that story moving forward and bring in the emotion and everything else. Because for the moment, you know, that feeling of, oh my God, look at that huge number, I've got to pay that off somehow, was about a 9. And okay, I'm going to pay it off in 2 years initially, until I, you know, embellish it. That was probably about a 2. So which one do you think is still going to remain the belief? Of course, it's going to be the limiting belief. So I have to work really hard to bring this one up to a 10, the belief that I'm going to pay it off in 2 years. And that's going to take work. So, you know, you can see where we're going with that. So you need to try and rate your limiting belief out of 10, and then you need to bring your new belief up to, you know, higher, an 11 if necessary. But like I say, we're going to work through that. Yes, sorry, I digress. So I was saying hello to people. Yes, okay. So Julie, yes, abundance and finally getting it at age 60 in Ohio. Yeah, good for you. Changing beliefs does not, pretty much same thing, actually. You know, paradigm, it's more or less the same thing. You know, it's a fancier word. We're going with beliefs. That works for me. And Napoleon Hill, good guy. If you haven't read the book, you probably should. How to make lots of money fast. How to make lots of money for anything fast is the name of the book. I can pop a link in afterwards if you're interested in reading that book. It's heavy going, and I'm actually giving you kind of a more of an overview here that's going to make it a bit easier for you. And actually, if you're not on it yet, if you haven't done this is my Manifest Anything Fast, and it's almost like a Brody's Notes. You know, it's a much simpler version of the process, basically, that I've written into an email series, and you can pick it up at dreamhacker.tv/math, which stands for Manifest Anything Fast. So, you know, grab that as well. That is going to help you. You can always do that alongside. That will really help you with the whole vision thing, actually, if you want to do that one as well. All right. And things are presented to you for a reason. Yeah, I mean, your subconscious isn't a bad guy. It's just trying to, you know, protect you, basically. But it's based on all these beliefs that you've got in your system. You know, what you want to do is try and make friends with your subconscious and actually thank it. You know, so every time you feel this fear come up, or this, which is a limiting belief, you say, okay, thank you for showing that to me. You know, thank you for presenting this. Now I know it's there. Now I know I've got a method to overcome it. And actually say, okay, thanks. You know, I can work on that. So make friends with your subconscious, you know, and learn to love it. Neurons on fire are neurons that wire, make new connections. Love it. Love it. And Regina, personal development is so important. Really excited to commit to this process. I feel like I'm already living my dream life, but not financially free yet. That's very much where I'm at, to be honest, Regina. I've got the freedom. You know, obviously I'm working at home, but it's not the freedom, you know, sort of these visions of traveling all over the world and you know, the huge house and the fast car, but this is the way we're going to get there. You know, I've been a bit lazy. I've dropped it. So let's do this together, guys. And yeah, hi, Marie. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. And yes, I will link the book, Julie. And thank you. You've been through Manifest Anything Fast, Arson. That's really nice to have that testimonial, actually. And if anyone else has read it as well, I'd love it if you do leave me a testimonial on my page or, you know, on my profile, because that really helps me as well, that, you know, that other people have enjoyed it. So that's great. And no, I haven't, Alex, I haven't read that one. So thank you very much for the recommendation, guys. Think and Grow Rich and Outwitting the Devil. And I'm assuming the devil is probably, it's that voice, is it? That we're talking about really with the limiting beliefs, because it does represent itself in that egoic voice in our ear, doesn't it? I'm assuming that's probably what that one is about. So, you know, very much in line with what we're talking about here. All right. So here's what we're going to do, guys, over the next few weeks. Well, this is our first week's homework, actually. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do over the next few weeks. This is our first week's homework that we're going to do. And the first thing is I want you to handwrite a goal, or handwrite that end scenario I was talking about, that you've achieved that goal. And the reason we handwrite it is because there is this connect. There's a connect between the subconscious and handwriting. Okay, so if we handwrite the goal, and this is exactly what I did. I handwrote it out a few times, actually. I kept tweaking it along the way. And if when you write it as well, you kind of get that, that feeling come up that feels uncomfortable, then try and navigate around it by perhaps taking out the sentence that gives you that feeling. So, you know, for example, it might be, you know, I'm going to be living in my full potential. I'm going to be serving people, and, you know, people are going to be paying me money for what I'm bringing to the world. Or, you know, maybe it is a financial. Maybe you want to say, I'm going to make my first 5K. You know, I'm going to make 5K this month, or within the 6-week period. But picture the end scenario. What's going on when you get notification that you've made that 5,000? What are you doing? Where are you? You know, what's around you? What can you smell? What can you hear? What can you see? Okay, make it really, really visual. And every day, it also helps to read it out. Okay, so this is the second part. Read it out as well. So every single day, once you've written it out, read it out. And if you want to, you know, join the group, hang on. Because this is there you go, dreamhacker.tv.group. If you're not in the group, join the group, because we're going to do this as a group, and be accountable to each other. And I would, if you would like to, share that goal in the group as well. Okay. So we can all encourage you. But that's what I'm going to do, and I will lead with this. So after this, that's the first thing I'm going to do is write out my handwritten goal, and I will share it with you guys in the group. Okay. Yeah. Add feeling, make it sensory rich. And as I talked about the transposition, take a feeling that you have of deep joy or of accomplishment you've got in a memory in the past, and transpose it into that. And Natalie, I hope that helps you, actually, because this is kind of what you were talking about. You don't know how to visualize that feeling of success. This is how you do it. Okay. You literally take that feeling from a past memory and you put it into a brand new memory. It's not a memory, but it's like a future memory, if you see what I mean. So that's what we do. Do the law of attraction hypnosis daily, and you can get that at dreamhacker.tv/gift. And also all of this is in the handbook that I've done for you guys, the workbook for this week. All those links, it's all available for you. You don't have to write anything down now. Just make sure you join the group, because you'll be able to pick it up there. Everything will be in the group. So make sure you get dreamhacker.tv/group. Okay. And yeah, we're going to discuss this in the group. We're going to move forward as a group, and we're going to do this as a collective. So, you know, I hope you guys feel excited. You know, this is a big step we're all taking here, where we're finally standing up to our subconscious, We're saying, okay, no more. My head's been filled with this rubbish for long enough. I need to start overcoming it. In the next session, I'm going to help you dig in and really identify your top limiting beliefs. I was going to do it today, but I thought it's just going to make this far too long. So we're going to do that next week instead. We'll be working on those. But for now, I want you to work on your vision. I want you to think of that end result that's going to make you so happy that you believe is achievable in 6 weeks. And the emotion, it's all in the homework. It's all there. It's all on your workbook. So, you can pick it up, including my notes. And like I say, don't think of this as, I've got to, it's a task. It is a discipline. You've got to do this. It should take half an hour a day, tops. 8 minutes of visualization, reading it out. And then, if you do the hypnosis track each day, that's going to help you as well. As I say, the LOA one, the law of attraction one that's on that link, that one will help you, I believe, the most, because it does talk about beliefs a lot. So that's going to help you too. And that's going to work at a subconscious level. You can just relax and listen to that and just, not worry about a thing. Use that as kind of your meditation practice as well. And just do it all in one. And what would be really interesting, it's probably early days, but after probably a week or so of doing this, you're probably going to start doing things that is going to lead to results that you weren't expecting. So it would be really great to hear those in the group, because that's going to encourage other people as well. All right. So I think that's it from me. Let's get back to the comments. Oh, yes, darling. You've just finished reading Outwitting the Devil. Brilliant. And absolutely love Think and Grow Rich. I mean, they're such old books and the wisdom is in them. Virtually every self-development book that's been written since then, there's kind of been a twist, hasn't it? It all comes back to all the knowledge and the wisdom that was in Think and Grow Rich. So, you might as well just go to the source and just read that and keep reading that. Marie, my goal is to make 5,000 in my virtual assistant agency called CM Virtual Assistant Agency. I want to help writers, speakers and coaches with their wiring and content. Yeah, the only thing I would say, Marie, which is great, is make your goal to make the 5,000. Just detach from the how, because you might find you'll come up with other ideas. And I don't want you to block those because you're attached to the fact that it's going to happen through your virtual assistant agency. Sorry. Just detach from that and just imagine that money coming in through an order of some description or a commission or whatever it might be. It could well happen through that. I'm not saying it won't, but I'm just saying don't attach too much to the how it's going to come in, because mine was completely left of field. I didn't realize that's how it was going to happen for me. And Natalie, some of it was interrupted by a call. Oh no. Yeah, I hope you caught that bit. My main message for you was about transposing an emotion from a memory that you already have. Maybe it was holding your baby for the first time, or, just a moment that brought you joy, a moment of accomplishment, a moment where you felt very fulfilled and you're at that kind of real vibrational feeling, is to remember that feeling and move it into your future story, that your vision that you're telling yourself is going to happen. And that will bring that emotion for you. It just, because you feel so good. And that's what it is. It's just feeling great, isn't it? That's what we want to feel in that vision. Okay. Excited. I'm glad you're excited, Julie. And Donna, great to have you as well. I'm glad you're there. And I love this. I write a list of negative feelings that I have, and then I write a list of phrases that counteract that negative statement. Yes, destroy it, rip it up, scribble it out, whatever, that is true actually. And when you notice those negative emotions come up, write them down, but put a strike through them straight away. Not so you can't read them because you want to act on it later, but then so that you can do the reframe of that feeling and spend a bit of time putting some emotion into that reframe. And is there one on Amazon? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, Thanks for the heads up there as well, Donna. I didn't know there was a Napoleon Hill series on Amazon. I'll look that one out because I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I should get access to that. And David, excited for the future. Fantastic. And David's actually one of my members, and I'm meeting him in Arizona, even though he lives down the road. That's in a couple of weeks. So very, very excited about that. So yes, guys, join the group, download the gift, get the Manifest Anything Fast lead magnet. I'll say it's a lead magnet. It doesn't sound very good, but that is actually a really good email series training. Arson's already said he's been through it. He loved it. And that will also help you with the building the vision part as well. So, enjoy it. Julie, lead the field is awesome. I tried your email, but was not ready. I was not ready. I lacked understanding. I read the secret advantage chapters, then read lead the field and focused on mindset. Now I'm ready. Oh, okay. Fantastic. And, there we go. And Napoleon Hill's Master Key. It's so old, but I love it. Fantastic. And guys, thank you so much for interacting. Did you get value today? Throw me some ones or some yeses, or just put some hearts out there if you got value, and if you think this would help anybody, especially if you've got a team as well who just needs that, encouragement and belief in themselves, because I think this is the worldwide epidemic, isn't it? So many people just don't believe in themselves. So feel free to share this. I'd love it if you did. And, next week's time, I hope you'll be there to join me. Like I say, we're going to start identifying some of those beliefs and working through them with you guys. And I look forward to chatting with you in the group and working through your new visions for the future. Fantastic. Yes, The Science of Getting Rich. Sterling. There we go. The Science of Getting Rich. And I like that book so much because it's only about that thick. I'm not a great reader. I mean, I have to force myself to read. I'm more of an audio girl. But The Science of Getting Rich, I recommend it because it's really thin and it's kind of an overview, really, isn't it? It's all based on Think and Grow Rich. So he kind of picks out all the salient points and just puts it into a little book, which I like a lot. Thank you guys. Really, really appreciate your feedback. That's awesome. Fantastic. So I'll see you guys all next week, and I look forward to chatting with you in the group. And thanks again for turning up and for all the love and all the likes and all the shares that you're going to give. And I'll see you next week. Thanks, Neville. Bye-bye.